Okay, so if it drops again, then if it requires us to postpone, then we'll postpone. But I think we don't need to. Hopefully, it's okay now. So everyone can hear me clearly, see my video and see my slides, right? Okay, I hope that is okay. So before we continue, I would like to very quickly check how many of you are not from UPM. Please let me know you guys are from which university if you're not from UPM. Very quickly, please. Okay, all right. So, okay, that means you guys are already in your individual groups. Then you guys can remain there. Using technology, Brunei, interesting. Okay. So here is the group for WhatsApp group for UPM. Okay. So let me this is only for UPM students. So if you're from UPM, you're not in our UPM WhatsApp group, which we manage together with SGS. So here is the UPM WhatsApp group. This is only for UPM students. So if you're not in it, please kindly join so that any future classes you'll be notified as well. Only for UPM students, so I can see people are joining now. So again, let me repeat myself. If you only join this group, if you're from UPM, otherwise you're already in other groups with me, so no point in joining multiple groups. So I'll give you all another 2 more minutes for you all to join. Okay, so I think we can continue. So for this year, for 2024, we have already covered in our first class. We have already looked into thesis and proposal development, and then also proposal defense and Viva correction and how you go and handle your Viva and defense and so on. And then the second class we focused on publication and also thesis to journal conversion. All along, we always covered the language part as well. So today we are going to go back to thesis part again. Okay, we're going to look at chapter 1 and we're going to look very mildly on the language part as well. All right. So for those who joining us for the first time that doesn't know, we have all these Facebook live classes that you can go and watch for free. You can go and follow it up on my Facebook page. So let me just quickly give you the link. So this is my Facebook page. Let me share it very quickly here. Okay, from here, you can basically, once you click that Facebook page, you'll arrive here. You can click like and follow and everything what we usually do. And then you can go to, you can scroll down and check out some of the notes that we share on daily basis. And as well as videos, all the past classes that I taught on Facebook. So basically go videos. This is the most popular class now. People are watching all over the world. ChatGPT for thesis writing, obviously. Okay, so and then this is the complete playlist of all the classes. Okay, we have about 132 long, like, really, really lengthy classes that teaches you a lot of things. In case if the playlist doesn't work, you can go down here. For some, it doesn't work. I don't know why. For some, it works. You can go down here and watch all the long videos here. You can find many, many of them: problem statement, literature review, databases, systematic literature review, finding journal for publication, finding research gap, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that is that. So I'll leave that to you guys to go and explore. I've given you the links already. And then on top of that, today's class primarily will focus on templates, 3 important templates. Okay. So part of it will be problem statement. That is the third template we'll look into. And then we're going to look into introduction template as well as the most latest template on background writing, which is not here, but I'll share it today. Okay. So all these free templates, like this, there are tons of it. You can go and download it from this particular link. Okay. So this is the link that will take you there. So please keep in mind, these templates were created on the basis of actually successful thesis that we coached and consulted quite some time ago. Okay, because we are revealing a lot of information from thesis. So we'll normally take thesis from 5 years old. That means all the publication all done ready. Then only we'll take it, we'll extract those information, then create templates out of it. Okay, so that's what we do. Why is this good versus AI tools? AI tools is good in its own way. But there is a lot of phenomenally fake information, a lot of hallucination from AI tool that you don't know whether true or not. However, when it comes to templates, these are all very, very real information. Okay, so you can click that link. I've just given Linktree, and then you can quickly subscribe here to this page, so you will be notified of any new developments. You can click here, and then as you scroll down, you can see all our resources here. All free notes, YouTube channel, all the free video classes I showed you on Facebook, Telegram, TikTok, and so on. Okay, and even you can request the templates if you want to. So if you go to this Telegram group here, which is where you can download all the templates. So once you open this up, I believe here got many scammers. Okay. So just keep in mind, Telegram and also WhatsApp now, it's filled with scammers and spammers. So whatever you see here, only click the link if it's from my office or from me. Okay, so if it's from our marketing department or from our Dr. Tawa's office and so on, then only you click, or from me personally. Other than that, anyone sends you any links, be very, very careful and don't click it. Okay, don't click it. So here in this page, we have almost 16,000 members now. So if you click the search button here, you type template. For those who don't know, you can go and download all the templates for today's class, problem statement. You can download here. For attendance link, we'll be sharing towards end of the class. So don't worry about it now. Okay, forget attendance now. Towards end of the class, we'll be sharing the attendance link. We won't be sharing it now. So stay until the end and then you can fill up the details. So here is the... All right. So, okay. So problem statement template can be downloaded here. Okay, basically all the templates can be downloaded here. Problem statement, systematic review, theoretical matrix, theoretical framework, abstract, critical literature review template, literature review database, literature review summary, proposal defense, Viva template, table of content for quantity Cs, critical literature review database, and then background template can be downloaded here, and the intro template can be downloaded here, which we're going to use today. Okay. So if you have not joined yet, I would suggest you to go and join so you can download all this information. Okay, so that's that. Done. We are done with that. Let's get into the class. Okay. So today we are going to look at introduction, study background, problem statement, RO, RQ, and significance. Okay. All right. So this is not just chapter 1. This is the DNA of your entire thesis. Okay. Why we call it DNA? DNA is not something that you can change in your body. Okay. DNA is something that is there to stay. Okay. You cannot change the DNA of your thesis. Sorry, of your body. So if you change your DNA, then something is going to be really wrong. I don't know if you can change, but yeah. So same goes to thesis DNA here. So any of these parts, if you change, is going to change the entire course of your thesis. Always keep that in mind. So this is chapter 1. And all of this will be chapter 2. Okay. So there'll be some overlapping lah. So anything that you change in any of these boxes will change the entirety of these chapters and also the remaining chapters that comes 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, so always keep that in mind. So I always get the question that, especially after proposal defense and Viva, when we coach the students, once they get all the comments, They will say, oh, so examiner only asked me to change problem statement and RO and RQ. No need to change anything else. They don't tell you literally to change everything else because they believe that you should know. Okay. The moment you change your RO, RQ, the moment you change your problem statement, everything else will change. Everything else will have an impact. Okay. That is how literally it works. Okay. So thesis title, introduction, background, problem statement, all of these are connected, which will result in a very good RORQ. Okay, if you do all of this properly. Then all of this, if you see especially a problem statement, okay, is indirectly connected to your theory, your existing knowledge, your literature review lah, okay, your solution, whether it's quali, quanti, experiment, computer science, whatever, okay, so that it's connected to your solution and whatever boundary conditions that you are implying, okay, and this is not really important, but operational definitions, like it will change nonetheless, okay? So that is indirectly connected to your problem statement and directly, okay, directly connected to your RORQ and hypothesis, which will change all of this if you change any of the above. So therefore, why am I showing this? This shows how important is your chapter 1, okay? If you change anything in your chapter 1, is going to change a lot of things in the chapter 2 and the remainder the remainder parts of your thesis as well. So always give a lot of importance to your chapter 1 and get it right before you move on to other chapters. Okay. Okay. Now let's get to introduction. Okay. So, okay, so I don't know what is this link, event cat. I'm interpreting this meeting in real time. I don't know what is that, but I would suggest probably not to click it. I don't know. I don't know who's this participant. So be very careful before you click anything. Okay, so now coming back to the class. So now we're going to start with introduction. Okay, some people in chapter 1, they have introduction background together. Get together. So they write a very lengthy introduction background, just one section. Some people have very, very minor introduction and then very lengthy background. Okay. Some people have equally lengthy introduction and equally lengthy background. That means they'll share the segments. They'll share the segments. So which type is yours? It depends on the style of your supervisor. You can go any way you want. Okay. You can go any way you want. Okay. But always follow what your supervisor advises or your supervisor wants you to do. Always focus on those, okay? So now, coming back to introduction template. So this is rather quite lengthy introduction style, okay? Quite lengthy introduction style. So from here, introduction template has 5 different steps. You can download the PDF from Telegram group, okay? You can use it, no problem. This came from a thesis that we coached back in 2019. Back in 2019, which successfully passed with a minor correction in water policy related study. Okay, water policy related study passed with almost no correction. Okay, very, very minor correction and a very good list of publications as well. So we start introduction with a very broad intro. Okay, start with a broad intro. That is step number 1. Okay, so before I go into the example, let me just give you a conceptualization. Okay, so this is intro, right? This is background. This is problem statement. This is RO, RQ. Okay, so now if you look at the intro, it starts very, very broad. Okay, very, very broad. Okay, then it goes into background, which already has an establishment, and you can see, let's say the information is like that. That is all introduction. And then you got background running here. You can see from here, there will be some amount of overlapping, very minor overlap between background and introduction. Okay, very minor overlap. Then followed by problem statement, RORQ. So that's how you can depict introduction in your mind and then how it continues to your background. Okay, so step one, start with a very broad intro. This is an example from water policy thesis. As stipulated in the 10th Malaysian Plan, the Malaysian government needs to have its own policies for water resources in order to secure the governance of water resources and to balance the existing and future water policies under the jurisdiction of various government bodies and agencies. Okay, so we are bringing in 10th Malaysian Plan, bringing in Malaysian government, own policies, water resources. So it's very broad. Okay, very, very broad. Okay, then with that, the water legal provisions and institutional mandates can be standardized, which consequently results in an effective and efficient water resources management in Malaysia. So from this, your examiner already know, okay, what your thesis is going to focus on. Somewhat, they already have the idea. Somewhat, the idea is already there. Okay. So that's what you do in your step number one of your introduction. This can be any topics, can be on computer science, technology, can be business management, policy, medical sciences, anything. Just that start with a very broad intro related to the title of your thesis. Okay. After that, step number two, further explaining the body involved in the core study with a touch of literature review. See, literature review is something that you can never run away from. Okay. You can never run away from. Literature review is always part of your journey. It's always part of your chapter 2. Okay. I mean, not chapter 2. It's always part of your whole thesis. Okay. Every segment of your write-up, you will have certain amount of literature done. So literature review is not confined to chapter 2 only. Always keep that in mind. Okay. Step number 2, further explaining the body involved in the core study with a touch of literature review. To date, there have been 2 proceedings on water resources within the Malaysian context, namely the National Resources Study Malaysia in 1982 through the collaboration agencies. Firstly, the National Resource Study Malaysia served to identify water demand and management as well as to protect water resources for society. Besides that, the study also offered recommendations to reform the water sector in Malaysia to increase efficient and equal supply of water resources. So basically, they're telling what sort of things had been done so far. Okay, history. Okay, history, what had been done. So let me ask you all a question. Very important question I want everyone to answer. Okay, so focus here back. If you're already distracted, come back here. Focus here. I have a question for all of you. NRE 2011. So my first question to you. Is it okay to have such old citation in your thesis? Answer me in the chat box. Don't unmute. Please let me know if such old citation is okay or not to be in a thesis. If you don't know, you can say don't know. Okay. Okay, not okay. Not okay, except for 30. Yes, it's okay. Depends, original authors. Okay. Okay, for traditional method, it depends, yes and no. Yes, sometimes paper is so important as being used. Okay. Okay. So, okay, very good. Very good statements. Some are agreeing, some are not agreeing, some are saying depends situation. Actually, it depends on situation. All right. There is no yes and no here. Usually introduction, you will go back to historical facts because being an expert in area, you cannot exactly be an expert if you don't know the historical value of a particular area, especially policy related. Okay, policy related, if you're going to create a new policy, then the question from the examiners will be, what happened to existing policies? What happened to the policies introduced very long ago? You know, if they know your area very well, then they'll start listing what happened to NRE 2011, what happened to this, what happened to that, why you never talk about any of those, why that cannot be used for this case. You know, those kind of things will crop up all the time. So it's only important for you, okay, for your own safety, to have those information intact in your chapter. So it will also send a very positive message to your examiners that you know what is going on. You know what happened in the past, okay? So that you can create whatever solution you're trying to propose, okay? Not only in the last 5 years, but historically what happened from the past. You know, very, very simple one paragraph. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There you go. Foundation, theories, concepts, historical, and so on, okay? That's why some people, you can see one statement will have number of citations. Will have latest papers, old paper, and very old papers, okay, to support seeing that where it came from. Okay, so I hope that was clear for everyone. Okay, then comes here. The federal government and state governments are responsible to manage these limited water resources that are essential parts of the economic and social development in Malaysia. Okay, so the body involved is now explained already. Okay, so this is the major purview of this whole study. Okay, next part, step number, Step number 3. The studies focus and involved parties' bodies according to the literature. Okay. At this point, the Authority of Water Resources is located under the state government. So we are expanding on this. We're expanding on this. While the process of making relevant policies under the jurisdiction of the federal government. According to the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, the state governments are responsible to manage issues that are connected to land, mines, forests, and water supply. Besides that, there are also several government bodies and agencies that are involved in the management of water resources in Malaysia. In short, there is no single body in Malaysia that is fully authorized to plan or manage water resources. So they've given a very good purview here that there are too many authorities out there. Okay? So you can see we are slowly moving down the funnel here. From very broad water policies, we are going down to bodies or parties in charge. And then we are slowly going into step number 4 now. From the focus, funnel down to the study, in this case, policy. Malaysia in the 21st century must make effort to control and manage water resources given its significance as one of the most valuable natural elements. It is essential to critically consider the establishment and management of water conditions, especially through the coalition between federal and state governments. Addressing that, NWRP, National Water Resources Policy, was established based on the coalition, focuses on water-related issues. The main objective of this coalition is to ensure that the development of water policy is secure in the long term and benefits society. Okay, so that is what going on here. That is step number 4. So we know already what was introduced in terms of past policy. Now, next thing, you just summarize all of the above and connect to the background. Okay. So now this whole segment is all about connecting to your background. So you can see here, accordingly, establishment of NWRP is considered one on the right track to secure and sustain water resources. This policy addresses water supply, water for industry and services, and needs of the society and its environment. Therefore, the Ministry of National Resources and Environment capture the importance of water resources based on 4 main guidelines. These are all the given guidelines. Okay, so now from here, we step into background. Okay, so now introduction. So the funnel is already clear. Okay, so we already slowly find our way here already. Okay, we already spoke about, so you can see in this funnel, step by step, you can see we spoke about 10th Malaysian Plan, and then we spoke about NRE, and then we spoke about federal and state, and then we spoke about NWRP, and then slowly we are here. So now we go into the background. Okay, this is a brand new template that I have not widely shared yet. You can download it from our Telegram group. Okay, I will also email to you guys later. Okay, don't worry. You'll be given registration link later towards the end of the class, and you can register yourself so I can email all of you. Okay. So now, chapter 1 background template. Just now, introduction had 5 steps. Background has 6 steps. Okay. So 6 steps here. Step 1, connecting back to introduction. Okay. So, introduction, we ended there to connect to background. So background, when you start, there should be like a small transition point. So with a land area of XXX, Malaysia is a democratic country that consists of 14 states located in a humid tropical region with ample water supply resources. The importance of water resources broadly classified into 3 core applications, namely internal usage, industrial and service usage, and agricultural usage. Okay. Step number 2, further diving into key factors shared in introduction. So connecting back introduction, next thing, you're further diving into key factors shared in introduction. So we go back to MNRE, the ministry was established to review the National Water Resources Study, NWRS, specifically to work on the jurisdiction of state and federal governments in water resources governance. The state government plays the main role of water resource management, while the federal government is mostly responsible for planning and development of policies. So now we are further breaking down what state and government doing and what ministry is doing. That's what we do in the background. So giving the background story now. Step 3, breaking down the key factors. Apart from these main actors, there are numerous government bodies and agencies that are collectively responsible for the components or functions related to water resources. Namely, the Department of Irrigation and Drainage, which is responsible for new challenges in developing and managing water resources. So if you realize here, these steps is actually not very useful unless you read how an example to be written, how the flow of story is written. Okay. And you have to use one template, connect to the next template, and connect to the next template. Then only you can understand the overall story. Okay. So again, let me explain again. These segments here are relevant to its own topic. When you have different topic, you can look at the example how we go and build a funnel, and you can follow and write according to your own topic. Okay. So here the key factors, we further focus on the ministry, state government, and federal government. Okay, then step number 3, breaking down the key factors. So apart from the state and federal, we also have Department of Irrigation and Drainage, which is responsible for new challenges developing and managing water resources. We have to bring in, so basically we're bringing in all the players. We're bringing one ministry, bringing federal state government, we're bringing in what they call that, Department of Irrigation, whatever department left. And then from there, we are talking about all the policies, how many policies are there. And then from there, you'll be breaking down into your problem statement. So that's what we're doing here. That's what introduction, background, and problem statement is going into. If I depict it to make you understand. Okay, so that is step number 3. Then comes step number 4 to 6. Okay. Step number 4, issues with existing factors. According to existing acts and guidelines for water resource management in Malaysia, certain state governments possess more regulations and some even overlap with one another on several occasions. Okay, this is the important part, which says that many different agencies, many different government bodies, which is overlapping a lot. Okay, so that is the issues with existing factors. Step number 5. Connecting existing solution to currently available solution. Okay. So connecting existing solution to currently available solution. That means you are connecting all the solutions together. Hence, the formulation of NWRP is a strategic move towards ensuring the demands of water for all sectors in Malaysia, where the policy provides a clear direction and various strategies in water resource management to ensure the security and sustainability of water resources. Okay. So that's why NWRP was created, and to provide clear direction, various strategies in water resource management, and so on and so forth. So that is the existing solution. Now, although there is an existing solution, okay, what is wrong? What is the problem? Okay, that this is what we do before we go into problem statement. Okay, we open up the sort of the steps into your problem statement. Okay. There is a series of activities in the public policy process. The government bodies would first identify public concerns. Thereafter, the government bodies would prepare alternative course of actions. to present their proposal at the cabinet level. Major policies in Malaysia are required to go through the procedure of getting approval from the cabinet. Prior to cabinet approval, the proposal should be circulated to related federal government bodies and agencies for their comments. In this case, the proposal will be circulated to leading federal government agencies, namely EPU and DOE. Conclusively, this proves that the integration of these formal institutions is important to ensure smooth administration of this country. So you can see how many layers they have to go through before they create a good policy. That's what you're trying to imply here. That's what you're trying to establish here. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Any questions so far? Any issues so far? Anything that is not clear? Okay, all right. Okay, so introduction done, background done. Okay, now before we go into problem statement, the important key aspect, okay, when it comes to background is key statistics and data banks. Very, very important, like how many percentage of states or districts having problem with water, what kind of policies were introduced, and what happened in that policies and so on. There were more information. This is I removed all of it. Okay, I removed most of it because I just took the important part to create that story so that, it can be easily interpreted as a template. But otherwise, you still need some data points. Okay, how many percentage of SMEs bankrupted during COVID, so that you can study on it, and so on and so forth. That is very important information when it comes to background. Okay, so there is another template in my Telegram group that you can go and download for you to find important data points. Okay, Worldometer, Our World in Data, OECD, Department of Statistics, Statista, Data Bank, European Data Portal, UN Data, WHO, Accenture, McKinsey. These are all very, very reliable data sources. These are all the links given. Okay, it's an active PDF. You can just download and click all the link. Okay, and then go from there. Okay. So that is data banks, if you want to use data banks. Otherwise, I would suggest that you use AI, any kind of AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Jenny AI, Cloud, whichever that Cloud, CLAUDE. Okay, any other kind of forms of AI. Okay, that will be helpful. Okay, so for those who want to join the Telegram group, you can go through this particular link. Okay. You can go through that particular link. So now let's go to ChatGPT to see how we can actually generate data. Okay. So now I'm using ChatGPT 4.0. Okay. I think new ones came already. They got 0.1 mini preview and so on and so forth. I got so many lah. Okay. It's a very good source for you to go and find information, data, statistics. Okay. And probably any form of information also. But you have to take everything with a pinch of salt, especially AI due to its hallucination problem, which will provide fake information. Nowadays, luckily enough, it's not providing fake reference anymore. But when it takes the interpretation from the documents that it gives you, there is where fake information will kick in. I think most of you would have experienced the same thing. For those who take information, just copy and paste, you won't know lah. You won't understand what I'm talking about. But for those who actually copy, and they go to that file, whatever AI refers, they actually read through to see whether the information is actually there or not. They would understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Nonetheless, I'll show you an example. So how do you do prompting when it comes to AI? Okay, AI best method to prompt would be funnel prompting. Okay, funnel prompting. What is funnel prompting? You go layer by layer. When you prompt, you go layer by layer. So here is a good example I can share with you. Layer by layer. Here. Watch this particular video. It will explain to you how you can actually prompt layer by layer to get to the right point of information, right set of information. Okay, so that is the video. You can go and watch if you want to. Now, from here, I first ask, let's say now I'm doing a research on small, medium enterprises impact due to COVID. Okay. One of the things that I'm doing now. Okay. Do you have data on small, medium enterprise impact due to COVID? That's the first thing I ask the floor. Then the floor tell me, yeah, all this information I have. Okay. So what I do from a large ocean of data, I go into a very specific domain. Okay. From there, I slowly narrow down. Okay. Because you have to understand the tons and tons of data. You must get to the right segment of data. Okay. When any AI tools, the same. Okay. So then I asked the floor, I would like to have industrial white papers on small, medium enterprises impact due to COVID in Malaysia. Okay. Then the floor gave me revenue decline, employment. The floor gave me all the citation, all the citation, all this. Okay. But these are all overall information. I want key details, which I can just copy and paste. I don't need to go and read all these white papers. I can just get the numbers to establish my idea. So next thing what I did, I asked the floor, based on the sources above, give me key data points. Okay, give me key data points. So then the flow from the information above, okay, approximately 70% SMEs reported decrease in revenue. Average revenue to SMEs was around 50%. Okay, these are all from very general citations. Okay, but since I'm talking more about APAC, I wanted something more specific. Okay, so then I asked the flow for more statistical number related to the above topic. So the flow give me more from, but the sources are almost the same. Okay, it's almost the same information that is being repeated. Okay, so that's why this is where prompting is very important. Otherwise, I will repeat the same information. So here it's almost repeating the same information. Then I ask the floor. Next thing, apart from the sources above. So apart, so I told him, keep this all aside. Do you have any key other sources from other white papers? Okay. Then the floor certainly. Now the floor give me new citations. Okay, the floor give me Asian Development Bank. The floor give me UNCTAD. So this one is more relevant to me because it's more APAC related. Okay, so now from here, this citation is given: impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on micro, small, and medium enterprises in Malaysia by Asian Development Bank. Okay, so Asian Development Bank obviously more related to us, and these were the key findings. 75% of surveyed SMEs experienced a significant drop in demand for their products and services. About 60% of SMEs reported difficulties in accessing financing during the pandemic. Government support was crucial, but often delayed or insufficient for immediate needs. Okay. Now, I'm asking all of you. Now, let's say you're writing on this topic, okay, SMEs during COVID. Will you copy and paste this whole thing into your proposal? Okay, can you just copy and paste? Or what would you do? What would be the right approach that you'll be doing? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, rephrase. Paraphrase and double check the info. Okay. Check before use it. Okay. Expand and explain based on our understanding. Very nice. Rephrase. Okay. Anyone else? What would you guys exactly do? Forget about the ethics part. I'm not here to talk about the ethics part. What exactly would you do when you go to an AI, when you ask this kind of information? What would you exactly do? That's what I want to know. Okay. Okay, validate and rephrase. So some say directly rephrase, some say validate and rephrase. Some say check before using it. Okay, correct. Reconfirm the info. Very good. I can see most of you have suffered from hallucination and fake information. I think most of you have experienced that. Copy, paste, put other citations. Okay. All right. verify and rephrase, okay? I will reply and ask ChatGPT to explain more, okay? Rephrase, reference, citation, and validate, okay? Okay. First of all, anything you get from AI, don't just rephrase directly. Go and validate. Very, very, very important for you to validate for your own benefit. You don't want to put an information that is not really there. And then nowadays, examiners, they know about this hallucination and they know everyone using AI. Everyone knows everyone using AI. So whatever statement you give, whatever references you put there, now more than ever, they go and check all the references. Okay. So it's no more a problem of Turnitin AI and so on. Turnitin AI is your secondary problem already now. Now the information the flag giving itself, whether it's true or not, that's what you want to know first. Okay, don't simply take and copy and paste. I know some of you are doing it, just copy and paste because you guys don't know how much of hallucination and fake information the flag is giving. Okay, and fake information hallucination is not going to go away, unless they change the entire transformer network model. Okay, they let AI think differently. They rebuild the whole model, which they already spent more than $1 trillion now, and I don't think they're going to change it anytime soon. So you should always take the information with a pinch of salt. All right. So the floor already given this. The floor told you Asian Development Bank. The floor already told you the title of the article also. So now you take this, you go and Google. Okay. Came up already, Asian Development Bank. The consolation here is the article actually exists. Last time, if you go to GPT 3.5 or 3, sometimes the article won't even exist. For O, at least it's actually existing. Okay, not only ChatGPT. Any AI also having the same problem. Okay, so now we go into this, we open this up. Okay, we download. Okay, so this is the actual article. Okay. Asian Development Institute, working paper. These are all the authors, okay, which is very, very good document. And then now we go and do Control F. Very simple. Actually, finding information is not a very big deal. It's actually just use Control F only. Okay, you know the key information here is 75%, right? Because this 75% must literally be stated in the document. Otherwise, you cannot use it. You cannot use it. Okay, otherwise it means it's fake lah. So you go back here, you paste 75% here. Okay, now you search. Okay, there is only one number stating 75%. Okay, 75% here said 75% of surveyed SMEs experienced a significant drop in demand for their products and services during COVID lah. Experienced significant drop. So here it says Bangladesh is known for the high performance of its export-oriented garment industry, which consists of large-scale factories and accounts for 75% of the country's foreign currency earnings. Are they the same? Again, Bangladesh is known for high performance of its export-oriented garment industry, which consists of large-scale factories and accounts for 75% of the country's foreign currency earnings. 70% of surveyed SMEs experience a significant drop in demand for their products and services. Are they the same? Everyone? This is ChatGPT 4.0, $100 billion investment. Okay. So I'm not saying all the time you'll get that, but majority of the time that happens. Okay. Majority of the time, like what the first says here, ChatGPT can make mistakes. You need to always, for those who say that I will just copy and then rephrase, that is very alarming. Okay, very, very alarming. You better go back and check whatever you copy and pasted so far in your documents. Okay, go and validate whether it's actually true or not. Okay, now let's go to the next part. 60%. Let's hope this one will be there. About 60% of SMEs reported difficulties in accessing finance, accessing financing during the pandemic. Okay. So Control F, simple. I'm not asking you to read the whole article. Go and make sure you validate the information. Don't simply take and use it. 60%, we got 14 selections. So maybe it will be there. So let's go again. 60% of SMEs reported difficulties in accessing financing during pandemic. They cannot get money. No loan, no money when they were stuck. Okay, 60%. Here, nearly 60% of the sample firms have adopted online sales and they account for 21% of sales revenue. Okay, not same. Let's go next one. Okay. Was the number of permanent, remember that said no financing, Was the number of permanent employees at the same time of the survey less than 40% of that in December 2019? More than 40%, more than 60%, more than 80%, more about 100%. Okay, these permanent employees at the time who provided respond to survey, okay, which is not the same. If 60%, more than 60% decrease in permanent employment, not related to financing. Then again, 60% decrease in permanent employment, which is not related to financing again. Again, same thing, 60% decrease in permanent employment, 60% decrease in permanent employment, not the same. Estimated functions explaining employment, audit, logic, regression result of permanent employees. More than 60% decrease. These are all still employment, not exactly financing. Okay, here, estimated function explaining employment. Again, employment. Again, 60% decrease in employment, 41 to 60% decrease in permanent employment. Finish. You have exploited everything. So, again, I'm asking all of you, are they the same? Yep. So, always go and check back the information. This information might be somewhere. Maybe SMEs reported difficulties in accessing financing, might be somewhere there. 60% is somewhere. Okay, maybe in the same document, maybe. You need to go and find, okay, they said this statement, right? What is the exact number? Okay, it cannot really put A and B together sometimes, okay, because its whole purpose, any AI tool, as much as how they want you to believe that is superbly and supremely intelligent, but when it comes to research information, it tries to put the information together that doesn't really exist. Okay, so that's where the problem comes. It might not have this data, so it doesn't know what to do. It has to answer you. So it'll go and plug out information, merge them together, feeling that this is the right one, and give it to you. Not it's a mistake, it's just naturally how it works. Okay, so as much as all of them encouraging you to use ChatGPT, many people are selling it online. Many people are selling online courses, 300 ringgit per seat, 400 ringgit per seat, selling books, many ebooks. Ultimately, it's as simple as this. You don't need to go and spend money on anything. Just go, whatever information they will give you, go and open the paper, try to read, try to find for it. Don't have, then search for the other keywords. SMEs experience significant drop. Search for it. See you find it or not. If you find it, see what exactly is said. Take that, rephrase, plug it in. Done. You need to do a bit more work than just copying and pasting and rephrase. You need to have one more step. Okay. Copy, validate or no. Analyze, no. Actually, in other words, prompt, analyze, validate, rephrase. Information fake, go back. Prompt again, come back, do the same steps. Okay, so that you get the right information. Remember again, more than ever now, examiners and supervisors are scrutinizing every citations. We know, because every time we coach and we forget to put a reference there, students come and drill us for that citation, where you get this information from. When you coached me the other day, you told this information, right? Where you got this from? More than ever, especially this year, citation is very big thing. Okay, so always keep this in your mind, right? So how can we prove this? What is the actual scenario? So if you go here, you go to this particular block, you learn a lot of things. Okay, this is a very good, very highly scientific block on AI usage. Okay, so if you read about AI, control F, logic. Okay, so we go here. Okay, Perplexity, Jenny AI, Cloud AI, Anthropic AI, ChatGPT, Copilot, which is part of ChatGPT, all of this. Okay, Elicit, Consensus, SciSpace, Site AI, whatever, all of these are large language models. Okay, remember this, large language models. it's important to keep in mind that large language models cannot come up with new ideas, reason, or use logic. Cannot come up with new ideas, and cannot come up with reason or use logic. The AI used in LLM algorithm simply predicts the next word most suited in a sentence. That's it. It has loads of information. Therefore, just go check for information, patch them together, and then send out to you. In terms of proofreading, paraphrasing, it's a very good tool because that's what large language model, obviously. This prediction is based on the text that was used to train it. So using ChatGPT in a scientific writing poses the very real risk that text similar to what a LLM is giving you has already been written somewhere by someone. Remember this, huh? I will talk about this later during the class, okay? So again, this prediction is based on the text that was used to train it. So using ChatGPT in scientific writing poses the very real risk that text similar, okay, to what LLM is giving you has been already written somewhere by someone. There is nothing new in the giving you. Okay, remember that. Okay, so that is background. Now, before we go into problem statement, let's have a very good, very quick break, 5 minutes. Okay, but before we go into that, remember for problem statement, now it's very important. Don't go for old citations for problem statement. Avoid if possible. Remember, problem statement is the bridge between your motivation, your background intro, and your entire literature solution. That is the bridging part. So if you screw it, you will screw everything. You will screw everything before and everything after, because they won't know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And always aim for high impact literature to strengthen the rationale of your statement. Okay, remember this. Aim for high impact literature. Okay, so let me just very quickly. Okay, so before we go into this, okay, let's take a quick 5 minutes break. Okay, I think we are slightly ahead of time, slightly. If you have any questions, now is the time for you to type out the questions. I will come back after the break and then answer you. Okay. If you have not joined the Telegram group, here is the link to the Telegram group. In that Telegram group, you can also be, and also here is the link to UPM group. This is only for UPM students. If you're from UPM and not in UPM WhatsApp group, please join this. If you're not from UPM, don't join. Okay. If you're not from UPM, don't join. Thank you. Let's start back in 5 minutes. Okay, so welcome back. I believe everyone is here. The form is given. So if you guys have not registered, I suggest that you guys go and register yourself now. And then let's continue with problem statement now. So introduction done, background done. Now we are going into problem statement. Okay. So problem statement, introduction had 5 steps, background had 6 steps, and problem statement will have 7 steps. Okay. That's how I've broken down. I'm not telling this is the only way to do it. This is one of the best ways to do it. But even within our team, okay, we have about 117, 118 consultants and editors now. Even we will do it differently between different consultants because we have different supervisors who trained us. Okay, the way we think is different. So if you have a different style, your supervisor, some supervisors I have seen thesis where the supervisor asked to write problem statement up to 8 or 9 pages. Even I've seen that. Then I've seen problem statement only like maybe less than 1 page. I've seen that also. So it all comes down to what your supervisor wants and how their style is. Okay. So now going to 7 steps problem statement template for proposal thesis publication. Again, sample from the same thesis, environmental management on water policy. And problem statement, I went 1 step ahead. I did paragraphing as well. Okay. So I already told you how to break down the whole paragraphs as well. So paragraph 1, you're going to have 3 steps. Okay. Step number 1, reintroducing why you're doing the research. Okay. So basically, problem statement must have very clear indication of why you are doing what you are doing. Okay, that's what problem statement should all indicate about. Okay, why you are doing, what you are doing. Okay, I apologize for my handwriting. Again, why you are doing, what you are doing. Remember this statement. Okay, so now step number 1, reintroduce why you're doing the research. As part of the basic human needs, water is the most valuable asset for the society and nation. It is a global challenge to properly manage water resources. Okay. Step 2, why is it important to investigate the topic? You need to sell the issue. You need to really sell your idea. Okay. So here, the efficiency in administrating water resources and water supply is one of the perpetual problems. The Malaysian government is aware of the significance of water resources for the sustainability of the society. Given the significance of the water resources, it is important to ensure that the right actions are taken to manage water resources. Okay, so it's very important. This is where you sell the issue. What will happen, okay, if you don't investigate this? This is a question that your examiners will ask you also. Why you have to do this whole research? What happens if you don't do this whole research? And what are you going to answer? Okay. Then step number 3, what is wrong with the current process or situation? Okay. Need this to prove your case. What is wrong with the current process situation? Because to support this particular statement. However, the legislations for water resources management in Malaysia are critically outdated. Furthermore, the job scope and responsibilities of government bodies and agencies in water resource management appear to be overlapping. This critically affects the effectiveness and efficiency of the government bodies in executing their authority, which reaffirms the need for coalition to ensure the effectiveness and efficiency of the government's services in addressing water-related matters. So it's very important. And what is wrong with the current issue? So always remember, in your problem statement, you must first sell the issue, why you must do it, and then what is wrong with the current existing solution. Okay, that you must always have in a problem statement. Okay, then this first paragraph done. Then we go to paragraph 2. Step number 4, first regard to potential solution. Improved policies of water resources are regarded as the key to address various problems of water resources. Step number 5, minor literature review on existing solutions. The existing policies of water resources serve to guarantee the process of planning and developing water resources management at each level within the government structure. Back in 2005, the Malaysian government promoted the coalition among various government bodies and agencies in the federal government and state governments. which was part of the government's concerted effort to address the ongoing problems of the water sector. The Ministry of Energy, Green Technology and Water had also taken several approaches, such as restructuring the national water services industry. Hence, NWS and SPAN were established. Okay, so these are all minor literature review. However, both frameworks only focused on the water supply and water services. NWRP was subsequently introduced in April 2010 as a new institutional arrangement to manage and sustain water resources in Malaysia. Apologize for spelling error because I type out literally from the thesis. Okay, so there could be problem because of that. Okay, so minor literature review on existing solutions. So these are a bit of literature review. Before we go into step number 6, paragraph 3. From literature review, critically review the exact limitation. From the literature, now we're going to give critical review. As a result, the urgency of developing NWRP to manage the water resources through good coalition among actors was highlighted in the 10th Malaysian Plan. Now you know why we came up with 10th Malaysian Plan and introduction. Now we connect back. Okay. The review of past studies based in Malaysia also revealed major gaps in water research, where most studies focus on specific water issues, namely water pollution, water security, tariff, and water conservation. The discussion on the coalition and interaction among actors in water resource management and formation of the policy of water resources policy have been critically overlooked. This is what we call critical review. What had been done is one thing, once you manage the literature review, but from what had been done, how are you going to explain the limitation? That is called critical review. Okay, that means why you need to do what you're doing. That's what you need to establish very, very clearly. Okay, that is paragraph 3. Then comes the final paragraph, paragraph 4, step number 7, solutions and underlying techniques. Henceforth, when the issue related to water resource management arise, the specific groups of actors' interactions with one another and how they work with the government explains the overall political chain. In particular, the triangulation technique was employed. This is your solution ready. Yeah? You're already giving a hint of your solution. Okay. In particular, the triangulation technique was employed for this present study to explore the state of coalition among the relevant actors from the federal government and state governments in Malaysia, specifically for the formulation of NWRP in terms of the need and urgency of the coalition. Okay. With that, the advocacy coalition framework was adopted. This study was qualitative. In this study, you can know already. The moment they say triangulation, you know it's quality already. With that, the advocacy coalition framework was adopted in this study to prove the existence of coalition among actors over time. NWRP was postulated to reflect coalition among actors in water resource management, while the mobilization of the resources and prior coalition experiences were postulated to reflect the relationships among actors. You see how the English is? That is the power of proofreading, editing, and structuring. The way that we structure a sentence, the way that we express the technicalities, that is where the quality of language remains. Okay. So, Ronelo Salave, do we need citations when we're doing problem statement? Are we also required to put data to support information we write in problem statement? Okay, first of all, there were a lot of citations in the problem statement, many citations, but I removed to shrink the template so that it can be in few pages, otherwise it'll be very long. And yes, there will be citations, definitely required 100%. And are we also required to put data to support the information? If you have data you want to put to support, nothing wrong with that. You can put. Okay. So this is problem statement breakdown on how you can write and how you can develop it. Students following my template, when they did their problem statement, all had received very, very, very commendable feedback from their supervisor so far. Many years. This problem statement is one of the first template that I did. Okay, so for many years now, I'm receiving very good feedback from this problem statement template when they followed. So I can sort of tell you that it's a good template for you to follow. Okay. Background is rather new. Introduction was, I think, somewhere beginning of this year. But problem statement was, I think, now several years already. Okay, this particular template. That's why we have few kinds. We have another kind also on education area. You can download from my Telegram group. Okay. Any questions so far? No problem, Ronilo. No problem. Any other questions so far? Okay, if no questions, let's get to why proposal defense or Viva gets screwed. Okay. This year, we are seeing a lot of proposal defense and Viva failures because of copy and pasting directly from AI tool into their proposal and thesis. Okay, we see a lot of failures. Some of them had to redo the complete chapters 1 to 3 again because first, the information is not true. Okay, when the examiners really go through deeply. Second, the idea is not new, okay, which I'll show you in a while. The idea, literally the real idea is not new, okay? So these were traditional problems, but now with AI, we are getting more newer problems, okay? So here, problem statement has no compelling reasons is one of the major problem. Not persuasive, not selling enough. Poor choice of topic that no one cares about. No connectivity between the study and the problem statement. No clarity, horrible language. If no one understands the problem statement, then no one will appreciate the research. As simple as that. If no one understands your problem statement, no one is going to be able to appreciate why you're doing it in the first place. Why they might feel it's a complete waste of time. Okay? Always keep that in your mind. Yeah. Okay. So before we get into this, yeah. So as you see above, all the templates were related to only one thesis, policy, water policy. But I believe most of you are working on various different areas. Can you all tell me you're coming from which area, which background? What is your subject area? Saleh, sorry, is it safe to have graphs, charts, or tables in the background problem statement to show the gaps? Yeah, it's okay. It's good to have. Okay, it's good to have. Could you please explain being critical in problem statement? Basically, you are telling everyone what is the literature, what had been done, and what is missing in that literature or that solutions or that policies, that technology, that organizational management framework or that medical solution, whatever can it be? It can be public health or surgical or anything. So it all depends on those things. Okay. And from there, what is missing and what are you trying to solve? That's what critical review is all about. Okay. So we have nursing, structural engineering, education, psychology, sociology, engineering, architectural, social studies, urban planning, media studies, biocomposite technology, technology management, environmental hydrology, consumer science. Okay, so we have many different areas. So what you can do, you can go to this particular link. Okay, right here. I'll give you the link. Okay, here you can find theses that we have proofread and paraphrased and coach and consulted. This one will be updating more soon, but here already have many copies. I cannot give you the full copy. You can request from the universities directly, but at least you can find relevant thesis to your area. Okay. So example, these are thesis that we worked on, a study on senior co-housing development, social science, UTM. So you can approach UTM library to get a copy of this thesis. Okay. Similarly, you can have UITM, developing framework and remodeling new Malaysian standard method measurements. This one, effect of social capital as an enabler to achieve knowledge creation capability among, okay, I missed out that part. Subject social science, UPM. Then development of a KPI-based method performance measurement tool, management, UPM. Enhancing self-regulated learning of secondary school students through iThink teaching module, and so on. So there are many different kind of theses here. You can go through the link later. Okay, so these are the theses that we actually proofread, edited, structured, coached, and so on. We have the full copy, but unfortunately we cannot share because we don't know whether they finished publication ready or not. But you can go and request it in the university for the digital copy or hard copy. If it helps you in knowing how to write the background introduction, chapter 1 and all, very important for you to have a sample thesis. Very important. Okay, whether master's or PhD or any study area, always have a reference thesis that you want to follow. Okay, one or two, enough. Don't have more. If you have more, it will only confuse you further. Have maximum 1 or 2. That's it. Go and find one very, very related to you so that you can follow the structure and the table of content and how the flow of story is being built. Okay. So you can see many more here. You can scroll down later to see. I've given you the link, right? So you can go through later lah if you want to. Okay. So we'll be updating this album with more thesis. Okay. If you scroll down, you can get more. And also to those who are seeking for proofreading and so on, we offer up to 30% discount on proofreading, translation, and formatting, not paraphrasing. Now, one of our most expert area is paraphrasing for Turnitin AI. Okay, that is what we've been going crazy over, because now we have to paraphrase for Turnitin and Turnitin AI. When you paraphrase, you have to paraphrase for both, so that you get both below 20%. And Turnitin AI now, the best thing is, I don't think they'll give certificate. I don't think so. All right, I don't think so. So again, best thing about Turnitin AI nowadays is the moment you reach less than 20%, it won't show Turnitin AI anymore. That is the latest release. Okay, this is a very good news for everyone. You can check out the actual release here. Okay, so I've explained about it here. Where is it? Here, Turnitin. Okay, this is a very good news for everyone. You can check out how Turnitin AI will show you once you hit below 20%. Okay, so that is clear. Okay, now research objectives and research questions. Okay, so I always get the questions, how many research objective and how many research questions we should have. What do you guys think? I always get this question. How many ROs and how many RQs I would need? What is your take? What would you advise? Okay, at least 3. Anyone else can suggest? 5. Okay. Don't be too ambitious. Very good, Farzad. As supervisor advises, don't be too ambitious. No more than 3. Okay. Based on your objectives. Okay. Yeah, that's the whole question. Like, how many objectives in total? 4 to 5. At least 3 RQ should be foundation objectives. Okay. 3, 5. Max 3. Okay. Depends on your objectives. Okay. 5, 3. 3 to 5. Okay. My suggestion always 3 to 4 is good already. Don't go too many. You only have 3 years. Okay. For masters, I think 2 to 3 is good enough. 1 is too little. Okay. 4 is too many for masters. I think 2 to 3 is good. Okay. That is valid. For your study, typically most studies in Malaysia nowadays and other countries as well, mostly 3, sometimes 4. I've seen 8, 9 objectives also. And we have advised people to reduce it. It's too many. Okay. So now let's get into how do you derive RORQ. We'll skip this. We'll go straight to RORQ generation. Okay. So this is coming from a thesis in 2021, I think. Okay. From UUM. A thesis that we coached also. We coached from beginning chapter 1 to 3. Then we coached how to do smart PLS analysis chapter 4 and 5. Then we went back to coach how to do the Viva corrections and so on. And then we extracted, I think, 3 papers from this thesis. 1 systematic review and 2 empirical papers. Okay, all published in good journals. So this is a very, very good thesis. Almost no correction also. Very, 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 very minor corrections. Okay. So this was the whole framework, quantitative thesis, the whole framework. And those were the objectives, 3, as I told you. 3 is good enough. Okay. So here you see the objectives were to investigate the influence of perceived usefulness, attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control on the intention to use e-learning. Okay. So perceived usefulness, attitude, subjective norm, behavioral, and intention. So that is the first relationship. Then the next one would be to investigate perceived usefulness and ease of use on the attitude. Okay, so that is a second relationship. Third one is the moderating, okay, which introduced the gender, male and female students of universities with e-learning facilities. Just one moment, one moment. Okay, so now this is the framework. This is the RO. The question now is, okay, the question now is, how do you generate these objectives from your problem statement? Okay, from your problem statement, how do you generate this? Because this one is clear now, lah. We already have the objectives, already have the framework, so it's easy to know. But if you only have a problem statement, then how do you come up with this? That is where complication arise. Okay. Now we go to the actual thesis. Okay. Factors influencing the intention to use e-learning among students of Malaysian universities with e-learning facilities. Group comparison analysis of gender. Okay, so now we go down. We go to the problem statement. I'm not going to read through the problem statement, but I'll show you the key variables or key solution mentioned in the problem statement. Okay, so if you go down further, you can see attitude, intention was mentioned, perceived usefulness was mentioned. Okay, attitude and intention were mentioned, perceived usefulness was mentioned, and then male and female moderator was mentioned as well. Okay, but we don't know whether we're going to place it as moderator or not. That comes down to the literature part. Okay, this is where AI cannot help you. This is where human intervention is very much required. All right. So there's a possibility of existence of difference of opinion between male and female students adopting e-learning. Okay. So now we go back to this framework. So now attitude was mentioned in problem statement, usefulness was mentioned, intention was mentioned, gender was mentioned. This was not mentioned. This was not mentioned, and this was not mentioned. Okay, now, then how did we came up with this? Okay, how when we coach and we go through all the literature and so on, how did we actually came up with this? Because it is a logical part that you need to intervene, that you need to, come up with a solution. When you have usefulness in literature, you cannot work without ease of use. They go hand in hand. Okay, they go in couples. Okay. That's why we have usefulness and ease of use coming together to form the whole factor. All right, that will sort of influence attitude. Okay, attitude cannot be influenced to usefulness only. Okay, attitude need to have ease of use also. That is where literature will tell you. Okay, that is where literature review is very important when you want to design your framework. Okay, then you have subjective norms and perceived behavioral control. Everything is behavioral and attitude related. Those variables you must go and look for. So example, attitude, subjective norms, and behavioral control, all of these are related, okay, which will affect the intention of a user. Okay, attitude, that means how they look at it in the first place, their basic behavior, and subjective norms, okay, the usual norms. So how would that influence your intention? So you cannot just do attitude without all of this. It all goes hand in hand. That's how you design a solution. You don't only look at microscopic level to the thing that you mentioned. You must also look at the surrounding factors that will influence your solution. And you need to bring them in to complete the solution. Okay? That's why literature, when you do, that's why literature, to a certain extent, literature matrix is important. And you must always remember to take Web of Science and Scopus journals. Very, very, very important. Most of the AI tools won't point you towards Web of Science and Scopus journals. They will point you towards open access journals because they can only read open access journals. They cannot read subscription-based journals. Okay, when it comes to journals, there are open access and then there are subscription-based. Subscription-based means the journals where you would actually require UPM subscription for you to be able to go and read that journal. Okay. If you require subscription, AI also requires subscription. So usually AI won't recommend these journals because this one, they normally cannot access the full information. So it will only limited to mostly open access journals, the ones they can actually open and extract the information ready. Okay. But you as a human being, you need to make sure that you cover all of it. Because if you only rely mostly on OA, open access, you don't look at the very good best journals of subscription-based journal, because impact factor is very high. Yeah? Impact factor, Web of Science, Q1, Q2, Scopus Q1, Q2, CiteScore very high, are mostly subscription-based journals. These are all traditional journals that comes up with very, very important cutting-edge journals. And when your examiner reads, they will always go back and check for these journals. They'll go into Scopus search, Web of Science search, they'll go to Google Scholar and search. They won't simply go back to AI and ask for solution. Okay? It will take time for examiners to go back to AI, because that generation has to become supervisors first, which will take several years to come. Okay? So you still have to follow AI usage is fine, but traditional also you need to apply. Scopus, Web of Science. Okay? For medical, PubMed. All right? So you need to take all those journals, take whatever AI recommending also, take all of it, you need to study. Whether you use AI to read the papers for you or not, that is totally up to you, but make sure you get those. Okay? Now from here, okay, this part is clear so far. So now what will happen if I put this information, this or this is a problem statement to generate RO from AI tool? Can I make that happen? Let's try and see. So what I did, I took the whole problem statement from here, okay, from this thesis, I put into AI. I can do that because this thesis already published all the papers already. So I can try and generate. Why I said that particular statement? Because you have to understand that this statement, this prediction, AI prediction is based on the text that was used to train it. So using ChatGPT in a scientific writing poses the very real risk that text similar to what the LLM is giving you has already been written somewhere by someone. So when you upload your writing, whether to proofread, to paraphrase, to generate RO, to make sure that it checks for you the writing, whether okay or not, every time you do that, the flow is storing your writing. Okay, the flow is storing your information. Now, every time you do that, your information is being stored. It doesn't matter the cloud. Okay, sorry, it doesn't matter the AI tool. It is using it to train itself. Okay, at the background is training. What happens if it trains? Okay, now let's say one of you is doing education psychology. I can see many education psychology today. Education psychology, you already wrote your problem statement, your RORQ. Now you want, many people are doing it. They want AI to verify whether information is good or not. You go and upload problem statement, RORQ, everything. The flow already store all the information, and the flow told you, okay, very good, RORQ can improve here, problem statement can improve this, blah, 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 whatever, and then the flow give it back to you. But the information is already stored. What happens then? I come along, I want to write a paper in education psychology. I am a person that is sitting anywhere in the world. Okay, ChatGPT is being used for research extensively now. So I come, I ask, okay, do you have any latest RORQ for education psychology in particular area ABCD? The FLIR will take your information, any information the FLIR get from publication, the FLIR will list it out and give it to people. So intelligent people, what they will do, they will cross-check whether this information was published before or not. So they will take that information, they'll go and search on Google Scholar. When they don't find any relevant RORQ, if they don't find some of the RORQs that was already published, they can use it, collect data and publish. Okay. Why your RORQ might not be in Google Scholar? Because you might not have published yet. If you publish already, no problem. If you have not published, you're exposing the risk. You're exposing your information to other people, which they can collect, reuse it, and quickly go and publish papers, because they can collect data like this. They have a lot of resources. They can go and just publish it like that. Okay. The moment they publish RORQ very similar to you, your whole idea is done. Okay. So before you upload anything into AI, please kindly think twice. Use one way only. Don't upload. Okay. One way information is better. You ask the fellow read your paper, that is okay, because the paper is already published, no problem. But or you ask the fellow write something for you, it's okay. But don't upload your essential information. Don't upload your chapters and so on. Okay. This is for your own safety lah. All right. Okay. So now coming back to this. Okay, so now I ask the fellow, I have written a problem statement in education area. Will you be able to generate 3 to 4 research objectives for me? See, of course, please share your problem statement and I'll help you generate some research objectives based on it. So I say, when you design research objectives, what are the parameters you analyze from problem statement? So the flow give me all these parameters lah, to make sure that the flow is scoping into the right area. Okay. This way, you will reduce fake citation. Fake information will always be there, but fake citation can be somewhat reduced, okay, when you actually follow funnel prompting. So I gave the flow the problem statement with all the citation, I copy and paste it. Then the flow give me all these objectives. Okay, objectives 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I copied the whole thing, I put into here. Okay, right here. So, research objective, form problem statement. To investigate the factors influencing continuous intention to use e-learning in Malaysian higher education institutions. Okay. Can we copy and paste this whole thing and use the RO as it is? Possible or not? Let me rephrase my question. If you guys search for your research objectives like this, based on the problem statement that you write, and the flow gives you this object, doesn't matter the platform, any platform, the flow gives you the objectives like this. Can you just use this as it is? Paid GPT here. 4O. 4O is paid, Okay, possible because it's generated from your problem statement. Okay, possible. Copy, modified, and paste. Okay. Possible, but need to check if that's been published or not. Okay. Possible. Double check. Too broad, not suitable for thesis. Okay. Too broad. All right. Any other opinion for ideas? Okay. Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. AI. Okay. Let me do it here. AI. Okay. Has a brain. Okay. Brain that works as transformer network. Okay. So the flow goes like that, and then goes like that, and then goes like that, and then goes like that. You know, trillions of connection, artificial neural networks. It's all connected like that. Okay. So when you ask the flow something, the flow goes and access for information. Okay, the flow goes here all around it, look for similar information that the flow can generate. The flow doesn't go out to a vacuum, okay, and then synthesize out and then give you new ideas. No, the flow doesn't do that. Okay, this is what you need to understand how AI works. Contrary to the popular opinion of how they brainwash you guys, the real AI, how it works, so you can even check on many professors commenting about this on YouTube, how it actually works. Okay, this is called transformer network. You can search about it. Okay, so some people are not interested to know, that is fine. I just want to tell you the working mechanism. So when you type in something, okay, the flow goes in, the flow looks for similar information. That's why I do funnel prompting. So I go to the right set of placements, right set of data that I want to access. So once I put in the problem statement, the flow goes, okay, problem statement is the statement, the flow go, okay, I got this information, I got this information, I got this information. I can rephrase all of the rephrasing, the flow is the top notch. You cannot beat the flow in rephrasing. Super when it comes to paraphrasing, okay? But unfortunately, Turnitin AI will pick it up, but that's another story, okay? I'm not even going to go into Turnitin AI today, okay? So, so the flow goes and picks up, okay, here go information, okay, let's patch it together and then give the first arrow. Okay, then the next arrow. Okay, let me see what else I have. Okay, I have this. Okay, let me take this and give it out. It doesn't go and generate new information as how you guys, some of you are thinking. It doesn't generate new information. It goes and takes up what the flow already know, and then the flow tells you, here, take this and use it. Okay, so it's your responsibility, okay, to actually find out whether these are exactly new information or not. Very, very important for you to find out, okay, whether you can use it directly or not. As an objective, I think it's fair enough. Okay, you can use it. To be honest to you, you can use it as long as it's new. So, very simple for you to find out. Take this whole thing, the important keywords, go to Google Scholar, paste it, and you'll get the information. Very, very simple. You don't need to crack your head. Okay, just go to Google Scholar, take out like factors influencing, continuous intention, put all the keywords together, e-learning, and then you see what you get. What are the papers you get? From there, you open up the papers, you look at the papers, whether these are all new or not. Okay, so example, I did that, I get this. Sorry. This objective is 100% ripped off from this paper. So it's not exactly new. People had done and published already. Okay. Determinants influencing the continuous intention to use digital technologies in higher education. Okay, then you can ask me, then what's the point of we doing this today? Why are we looking at this? You cannot just copy and paste. That's what I'm trying to tell today. You need to study beyond that. Okay, what else can you add? Don't take at face value and paste. Okay, contrary to popular opinion. That's what people are thinking. Students are thinking. It's being very creative. It is not. It is showing you to a direction. You take the FLIR, you look at continuous intention, you can add in more variables. You can add in some other variables. You can modify the variables. You can see whether it's been done ready or not. And then you can modify from there. But at least now you know this is how you can write an objective. But just that you cannot use continuous intention, like it's already done ready. Okay? Instead of continuous intention or influence, what else you can do? What else you can bring in? You still need to go and do your literature review. Okay? Then the next thing, to examine the role of social influence. Okay, before I go into it, if you're doing bachelor's diploma, no problem. You can just take reuse. No one cares. Okay, you still will pass because it's bachelor's. No one expect you to come up with new idea. Yes, but now you're doing PhD and master's by research. By definition, you have to come up with something new. Yes, so it's very important that you go and investigate. Next thing, to examine the role of social influence on e-learning adoption among students in Malaysian higher education institutions. Okay, so I've already given me this social influence, which I've never thought of, to be honest to you, and then e-learning adoption. Okay, so then it came up with this paper. Factors influencing students' adoption of e-learning, a structured equation modeling, which focused on social influence directly. Okay, so again, it's you don't even need to look at other theses. Okay, just go to Google Scholar. If you find a publication, that means it's used already. As simple as that. This was done in 2017. This was done in 2022. Okay, now this one you cannot find because gender differences were proposed by this thesis itself. Okay, so you can find all the papers written by this author lah, which refers to this. Okay, so that's okay. Then you have evaluate the effectiveness of e-learning as a core teaching method. Okay, which is already published by UKM journal. E-learning in Malaysia higher education institutions, status, trends, and challenges. We've already spoke about effectiveness of e-learning as a core teaching method. But now you know, okay, now you know, teaching method can be an objective also for this particular scenario. So what is there new in teaching method? You can go in that direction. You can take and see the literature from there, what had not been done. Take those variables, take those solution. Same thing here. Social influence. Where have social influence gone? What are the new variables in that area? You can take from there. Okay. Continuous intention. Okay. What is the new findings of intention? Apart from continuous intention, what are the new things? You can go and pick it up. Okay. But you have to realize this learn never spoke about ease of use, ease of usefulness. Sorry, what was it? Forgot already. It never spoke about perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, which really affects the attitude. It doesn't talk about attitude. So it actually deviated from the problem statement. Okay, so that is also important for you to analyze, whether it's deviating from your actual problem statement or not. Because like I said, the FLIR will only give you information. Yeah, I already rubbed the thing already. That the FLIR understands. Okay, maybe the FLIR don't have information on attitude. So the FLIR never talk about attitude. The FLIR only give you what information the FLIR already stored here. Okay, all right. So I hope that is clear. Any questions? Okay, so um, Okay, I think I've explained all of that. So now, if there's no more questions, okay. That is done, done, and done. Okay, what to do when you're stuck? Okay, so that's where human intervention comes into place. And that is what we normally do, all right? I personally experiment a lot of AI because I try to actually make my life easier by using AI. Okay, I try to extract papers from thesis. I try to do, because those are all part of our service. I try to use wherever AI possible, but every time I go, there is some limitation that I cannot move towards that direction yet. Okay, it's just not there yet. So we still have a lot of human intervention. We still have a lot of human consultants, all right? And we're still going very, very strong, all right? So what do we normally do? We focus on PhD proposal consultancy, Scopus Web of Science publications, defense preparation, proposal defense examiner response, data analysis interpretation, thesis to journal conversion, Viva preparations, thesis examiner response after Viva. So these are the 8 core areas that we focus on, which resulted in even PhD with 0 corrections. 2 good examples for me to share. One is end of last year, one more is this year. Okay. And for those who are aiming to finish their PhD, please make sure that you focus on publishing before defense or at least right after defense. Okay. So this is a very good example. You can look at this, a paper that we worked on, these 2 papers for this year. These 2 examples we can show you. This was published before defense, Scopus Q1. This was published before Viva, Web of Science Q1, impact factor 2.6. Okay. So these are the 8 core areas. If you are stuck, you can always get in touch. Okay. So now going to significance of the study. Okay. What is significance of the study? Okay, we are almost 12 o'clock, so I'll go straight to the point. Why your research is needed. That's what you're going basically telling. From your problem statement, why your study is very, very important. Okay. And justification of the importance of your work. That is all significance is about. So this is a simple example of how you can write your significance of study. Okay. So example, this study's finding will rebound to society's benefit, considering that mathematics plays a vital role in science and technology today. It's very small, mild introduction. Then you refer back to the statement of your problem. You try to rephrase that and bring it back. The greater demand for graduates with a mathematics background justifies the need for more effective, life-changing teaching approaches. Okay. Thus, schools that apply the recommended approach derived from the results of this study will train students better. This is the general to specific contributions, this red part. This one is the problem, this is the contribution. Okay, so again, the schools that apply the recommended approach derived from the results of this study will train students better. Administrators will be guided on what should be emphasized by the teachers in the school curriculum to improve students' performance in mathematics. For the researcher or researchers, if it is a group study, the investigation will uncover critical areas in the educational process that many researchers could not explore. Thus, a new theory on learning mathematics may be arrived at. This is the actual impact, right? So that is significance of study. Actually, very simple. You don't need to write very extensively. And I don't see a need for references also. If you want to put reference, you can put, but it's actually you're talking about why you are doing what you're doing and the impacts of it. Okay? Okay, for today's class, we are coming to an end already. These are all the notes I'm going to share. How to write your PhD proposal step-by-step guide. Very, very good paper to look at. A framework for rigorously identifying research gaps in qualitative literature reviews. Very, very important paper also. Very good paper to read. And for those who aiming to do chapter 2 with systematic review, chapter 2 with systematic review, you can look at this paper. It's very useful, okay? Which uses ROSES, not Prisma. For thesis, ROSES is good compared to Prisma. I mean, both can be used, but ROSES makes your life slightly a bit more easier. But some supervisors don't agree. They still want Prisma, okay? Some supervisors don't even understand what is ROSES, to be fair to you, okay? So then we're going to give you, I'm going to give you chapter 1 background template, introduction template, and problem statement template as well. And you can also download it from my Telegram group, okay? Okay, then for the next class, most likely we're focusing on systematic review, most likely. We'll be scheduling soon, maybe somewhere in November. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much for your time. Let me stop sharing. If you have any... Wait, stop sharing already so fast. Oh no, stop sharing. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, you can ask and I will answer. If you don't have any more questions, I think we can end the class. And please register yourself. Already given the link up there. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. No problem. Thanks for joining today. I hope it was beneficial. Just make sure you get your chapter 1 absolutely right. Okay, no problem. No worries at all. Okay, recording will be shared on YouTube. Actually, SGS very good attitude, a very good strategy. They'll normally post on YouTube, so you can check even my previous classes on SGS YouTube. Okay, thank you very much SGS UPM. Thank you Puan Linda dengan Tuaiba, and thank you for the rest of SGS as well. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, guys. See you. Since there's no more question, I'll leave first. See you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.